Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, Dig It Diecast. Today, before we get started, I would like to say thank you to all of my subscribers. We recently just passed the 200 mark here on Dig It Diecast, and honestly, when I first started this channel, I really didn't think that I would get much attention on it. However, we have got some pretty decent views on several of my videos here, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I have purchased a new mic for my recording here. We have got the Rode Video Mic ME-C+. We are currently recording audio with this mic right now, hoping to improve the quality here on the channel for the sound quality. I'd like to say thank you to everyone that's subscribed to the channel, and I'd like to try to keep this thing growing and work towards the 500 mark on the subscriptions. And today we're going to do another one of the old favorites here on the channel, a C10. We all like them square bodies, and we're also going to do a Datsun 240Z car. We're going to be drilling the rivets out of both of these vehicles, and we're going to soak them in some paint remover, some citrus paint remover. Got some in this mayonnaise jar right here, and strangely enough, it kind of looks like mayonnaise. I don't want to get that confused and put it on my bologna sandwich. Ha ha. So I have recently had to buy me a new drill bit. I've also got another one currently in transit on the way to me. This is a number 52 drill bit. I will post a link here, or actually a screenshot, to Amazon. I've actually got a bit and another tap coming. I wore my old ones out. So we're going to drill the rivets out of both of these cars. We're going to drop them in the paint stripper. Got several different colors to choose from when we go back. This is a bronze color that I picked up from Hobby Lobby yesterday. I've also got this black. This stuff looks killer once it dries. This is actually blazing black as an option. And we've also got this, let's see what color, purplicious. So I'm almost certain that I'm going to go with that bronze color on the C10, and we may go with the black on the 240. So we're going to drill. I'm not going to go over that on the video. If you guys want to know how to do that, if you don't, go down my other video library and you'll find out how to drill the rivets out of it. So I'm not going to do that on camera either. When we come back, we'll have these things taken apart, and then we're going to drop them in the paint stripper and let them set for a while, and then clean them up, and then we'll spray. Okay, everyone, we are back with the C10 and the 240Z. We have stripped the paint off of these. We've also got them taken apart, drilled the rivets out of it. So we're going to go in with some clean strip odorless mineral spirits, and we're going to clean these things off real well, and we're going to let them dry. Then we're going to come back with some paint. Let's see, that's still stuck in there. Dump that out. So we've got the 240Z. We let this one sit overnight, which was probably overkill, but I got busy and didn't come back to it yesterday. in the citrus stripper. We all love strippers. I mean citrus stripper. And it cleaned up pretty well. Took all the paint off of it. The Silverado, I let it sit for probably a couple of hours. Cleaned it off last night. Then we come back and got the 240 out this morning and cleaned it. Went to my local big box store. Got me some mineral spirits this morning, so we're going to clean these things. I also came up and cleaned out my paint booth. It had become sort of a catch-all for me. I haven't used it recently, but we are going to put it to work today. This is a homemade paint booth that I made. I went to Dollar Tree and bought some foam board, then got the aluminum tape. I've got it vented to my outside wall. I bought a inline vent fan from Amazon, so I've got it vented to where to pull the fumes outdoors, so I can sit here upstairs in my little studio and do my painting without having to go outside and do it. So it's working out pretty well for me. However, I hadn't used it in a while, but I've sort of got it cleaned out. It's still got a couple little tools laying here and there that I'm not worried about. But we're going to come back here, and we're going to clean these two castings with the mineral spirits and let it dry, and we'll be back with some paint. Actually, we'll be back with some primer. We're going to primer these as well, so we'll primer them before we paint them. All right, guys, to clean these things, I've just got a microfiber cloth. It's a new one that I bought when I purchased the mineral spirits this morning. Just going to kind of dab a little bit here on the cloth. Start wiping. Guess I should have done it on camera, but this should take all the oils and little traces of stuff off of this so we can get a good paint job on them. Clean the wheel wells pretty good underneath. Pretty simple. I'm going to set it right there. We're going to get us another little bit of mineral spirits here on the microfiber. We're going to clean down the Silverado casting. And I don't know if you guys have ever stripped the paint off the castings on these Hot Wheels, but once you get the paint off of it, these castings are actually, they're not the best. They have blemishes everywhere on it, but hopefully the primer will hide it, because Hot Wheels paint hides it pretty good. Once you strip one of these things, you realize how rough they really are. But anyways, there we go. We're going to let these dry for a little bit, then we'll come back with some primer. Okay, guys, we're back. Excuse me, with the primer and paint that we're going to be using. I just did a quick Google search, and I will add that screenshot here just after this of the optimal temperature and humidity range for spraying rattle can spray paint, and we're right on that threshold. We're on the low end of the temperature, which should be anywhere from 65 to up to 80 degrees with a 40 to 50% humidity range, and we're right on the humidity range at 40%. It just went up where I was holding it, but it's been sitting here all morning, and it's right at 40%. The temperature also went up because I'm holding that in my hand. But let's see right here. Our paint, I've had it sitting downstairs where it's a little bit warmer in front of a heater that I've got going. That primer is at 70 degrees. Of course, we'll have to wait, but we're going to go ahead and measure the temperature on the paint as well. It's at 69 and 69. But anyways, we'll wait on the two rattle cans. But I have decided that I'm going with the black on the Silverado because I have some white water slide two-tone stripes that go down the side of that I've had for a while. So we'll be trying to use those on the Silverado. I'm going to go with that bronze color on that 240. But first, we're going to get them in here and we're going to spray them with some primer and let that primer cure before we come back with the spray. Okay, we're going to get these things set up on our blocks right here. If you guys don't have these, I recommend you getting some of these at Hobby Lobbies where I got mine, but I'm sure you can get them at other sources, Amazon, eBay, etc. I got these at Hobby Lobby as well. I've got more of them, so they come in real handy for this type of stuff. We're going to clip it on the post right there. We're going to put it in here. Actually, let me get one more item. Let me move some stuff out of the way right here. A little noise, I'm sure, but I'm sorry. We're going to put this thing on a turntable so we can spin it. We'll put one more clip in here, actually. Let me do something. Let me kind of angle this. I'm sorry I breathe so heavy. I can't help it. I try to watch myself, keep me from doing that, but this new microphone is pretty amazing. It picks up pretty good. Alright, let's shake the can. We'll be back. Alright guys, we've got the primer good and shaken up. I'm going to turn the fan on. You probably hear the noise. We'll let that run for just a couple of seconds to get the air going ahead and moving in the direction it needs to move in to pull this stuff out. Give it a little test. We're just going to stay back off of this, and when you start your spray, don't get right on the casting that you're wanting to spray. This is not how to do it, but how I do it. There's probably better ways, but I'm not a professional, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to start over here and come through. And follow all the way through, and after you get past, you can let off. We may have to change the filters. I just flipped that one around on my booth. I do see some overspray coming out up here underneath my light. That is okay. We're going to let that dry, then we'll get the 240Z under there. Okay, I also forgot to mention I am using the I think this is the Tamiya surface primer for plastic and metal. It's gray in color. This stuff is pretty good. I bought it at my local hobby shop. So this is what we're using, is the Tamiya surface primer. Alright, we pulled the Silverado out. Now we're going in with the Datsun 240Z, same technique. Let it dry. We'll be back. Alright guys, I did want to come back at you right here just a second. After letting this primer cure for a few minutes, I got the looking, and that microfiber cloth that I used probably isn't the best option to clean these things with the mineral spirits before we primer them, because I got to noticing that there's just a little bit of lint, not very much, but there was a couple of little spots here and there. If you guys know of anything better, please drop me a comment right there and let me know. Like I said, I'm not a professional, this is just how I do it, but there's probably something better that we could use to clean these things with, pre-primer, pre-paint, because the microfiber cloth that I used did leave just a couple of small little snags of lint, which I was able to get off with no issues, but there is probably a better way. So if there is a better way and you know it, please drop me a comment. Alright guys, here we go. We're going to spray the 83 Silverado. We're going to come in with this black, blazing black Testors extreme lacquer. You guys may have noticed that I have changed the filter out in my booth. The one that was in there while we were shooting primer, I had actually just flipped it around, and I did see some overspray coming out from under my light right here. But anyways, we've got the blazing black. It's at 72 degrees. Our humidity level has dropped just a little bit. It's below the threshold of what's recommended, but it's pretty close, but we're going to go with it. It is February here in Northeast Tennessee, and the humidity level is pretty low at the moment. I'm not going to bore you with spraying this. When we come back, we'll have it sprayed. I'm trying to save time on the video here. Okay, we have hit it with our first coat. It's still very wet. Just got done spraying it. We'll let that cure for a little bit, and we'll come back with another coat. Alright guys, we've gone in with the Datsun 240Z. We've got our first coat on the Silverado. Now we're going to come in with our first coat of this Testors extreme lacquer, which is the same kind as the blazing black that we used on the Silverado, but this is going to be the bronze color. So we're going to come in and hit this, and we'll come back after the spray. Again, trying to save a little time here. Alright, there's the bronze 240. Still extremely wet. Come back after the cure and take a look. Alright guys, we're back. We've let the paint on the Silverado cure for just a little bit, and honestly, after looking at it, I really don't even know if it needs a second coat. However, I am going to hit a little bit right here in the back of the bed, and we're going to spin it around And I'm gonna try to get a little right here around the rocker, and then we may let that cure a little bit, and then we'll flip it back the other way so I can get the other rocker. But really, honestly, one coat looks pretty damn good. So, but we are going to spray right here in the back of the bed just a little bit in this area, and not going to do that on video again, so we'll be back. Okay guys, we're also back with the 240. Man, this bronze paint is absolutely freaking killer, man. I dig it. And that's one coat on it, and to be honest with you, I'm not going to spray a second coat because we got really good coverage on that first one, and I'm just going to leave it as is. But again, that bronze Testors Extreme lacquer on that, and then the same paint, the black, the blazing black on that Silverado. This paint is freaking killer, man. I dig it. It looks great. So we're going to let it cure, and we'll come back with the reassembly. We'll pick us out a set of wheels. I may just go back with the stock wheels on that 240. They are staggered, and they look pretty damn good already, but we may change those, and we'll definitely, well, I ain't gonna say definitely, but there's the wheels on the Silverado. We may swap them out, we may keep them. But again, on that Silverado, I do have some water slide stripes that go down the side of that to make it like a two-tone, and possibly we'll put those on there, but we'll see once we get to that point. But when we come back after these things cure a little bit, we'll start the assembly. All right, everybody. It's been a few days since we painted the C10. I have let it dry. It looks pretty daggone good as is. That's that Testors blazing black lacquer. So I was out today. I stopped at Hobby Lobby. I picked up a can of Testors gloss lacquer. Again, I'm not a professional. I don't really know what I'm doing. This is just how I do it, but I have been told try to use the same brand clear coat as you do spray paint. So that's the reason I went with the Testors, because sometimes it can interact and cause some issues with your paint finish. So I stopped at Hobby Lobby, picked up a can of the Testors gloss coat lacquer. While I was there, I went ahead and picked me up a little pair of precision scissors, because what we're going to do, I've got some water slide decals right here. I've had these things for a while, and they are for a C10 pickup truck. We've got them white. I think these are orange or red, but anyways, we're going to go with the white on this C10. So that's the reason I got these scissors today at Hobby Lobby, so we can get some pretty good precision cuts with that. We're going to cut it down the middle. We're going to cut it down the middle, and then we're going to trim around the fender wells. But we're going to leave just a little bit of room right there, and you can see right there is the, where's it at? There's your Silverado emblem badge. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut these out and we'll be back. Also, I forgot to mention, I picked up some decal set. It's the Testers brand as well. Now with this, I think you can use several different brands with your decals, but it happened to be right there at Hobby Lobby where I got my clear coat. And so we'll apply some of this before we slide our decal on there. It's a decal set. Okay, everyone, I'm not going to do this on camera because I have to reach around this camera to try to do it, and it's just going to be, I need to pay attention to detail here. It's been many years since I have did any water slide decals. So what we did, we kind of cut those out a little bit. We're going to take a paintbrush. We're going to get some of the decal set. We're going to brush a little bit on the side of the truck. We're going to put our decals in the room temperature distilled water. I have distilled water already, so we're using distilled. That way there's no impurities in it. And then we're going to slide these things off, and we'll see what happens. If it messes up, it messes up. But we're going to try it. Like I said, it's been many years since I've done any type of water slide decals, and I'm not going to do it on camera because, again, I have to reach around this thing and I need to pay attention to detail. So we'll be back. Okay, everybody, that was tough and it looks like shit. I'm still going to have to cut that door line in right there, but it is what it is. If it don't turn out okay, we'll strip it back down and start over. But as of right now, that was my first water slide in probably 40 plus years. I forgot how tedious that was. And I also had to cut the body lines in right there at the bed and the fender, and I didn't get the door because it's such a small area between the door and the cab. So I'm going to try to let it dry, and I don't know, we'll see if we can't cut it after it dries. But man, that's tough. I guess it's just something that comes with experience. The more you do it, probably the easier it is. If anybody has a good technique or a good video that they can recommend me, please drop me a comment. We're going to turn it around and do the other side. All right, everyone, these water slides aren't a joke. I've absolutely butchered them. You can see I tried to cut it. I've got a piece hanging off right there. This side's all looking all to hell. Let me try to fix it a little bit better. All right, everybody, this is what we came up with. I'm going to call this one done because the more I mess with it, the more I mess it up. I'm not really going to call it done. I'm going to try to paint the headlights and the tail lights and things like that, but we are done with the water slides. I'm going to let it sit here and dry. I absolutely butchered it, but it's my butcher, and I'm going to, when I get done with it, it'll go in the display case with all the rest of them. But those water slides ain't no joke. Need more practice. I mean, the paint looks good. I'm going to clear coat it here in a few minutes. When these water slides dry, trim the axles, all that good old stuff.